So come out of her, oh my people, for the time has come to judge Babylon. So come out of her, oh my people.
Shalom. First, I can start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and the boss of Great Millstone, likewise brothers, but not the truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep and two brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson's titled, The Wages of Sin is Starting to Pay Dividends. Now let's take a look at the word dividend. In the ordinary dictionary, it means an individual share of something distributed, such as, and in this case it's going to be judgment, okay? And every man, every woman, every child, okay, will stand in judgment. You will get judged by the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Now, you saw in the opening clip there some scenes from Great Babylon, America, of the wickedness that's taking place here, okay? And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai has called out his people to get out of this place, you know, the ways, the habits of this place, and not be partakers of our sin because of the plagues and judgment that the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is going to be bringing to Great Babylon, America. And we're seeing this happening, okay? Let's go into the book of Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. I'm going to show you a short clip, and actually we're going to see several clips today because this is going to focus on exactly what you saw there in the opening, okay? And in particular, a particular location here in Great Babylon, America, in which, you know, they've called it Sin City. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. It reads, "The thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there's no new thing under the sun." So we can see how judgments, you know, played a part of lives in the past. Is going to be very very prominent, okay, in the lives of the Hebrew Israelites, you know, in the present time, because, you know, we have gone off. So take a look at this short video clip here.
Vegas is dying, and people say the city feels more demonic than ever. Yo, this year, 2025, something strange is happening in Las Vegas. Tourism numbers are way down, and not just because of the economy. Visitors say Vegas feels cursed lately, like the energy in the city shifted. Locals are even calling it Vegas dark energy, and if you've been there recently, you probably know exactly what I mean. Before we get deeper, have you ever felt that weird vibe in Vegas? People are reporting way more bizarre events, like seeing shadow figures on the strip late at night. Hotel workers at some of the older casinos like the Flamingo and Circus have claimed the hauntings there have even gotten worse. There's even been a surge in people reporting sleep paralysis at hotels like the Luxor, with many saying they felt a heavy, evil presence sitting on their chest. No joke, some visitors leave without even finishing their vacations, and the craziest part about this, longtime Las Vegas residents are saying the energy shift started after all the 2023 construction projects downtown, especially near the old burial grounds that were never properly blessed or moved. And it's not just ghost stories. Even major casino owners have quietly admitted that spiritual cleansings have been happening behind the scenes to restore the energy. But based on how dead the strip has been looking lately, it might be already too late for that. Whether you believe it or not, it's clear that Vegas isn't the same, and locals say the city feels abandoned, darker, and almost like it's rotting from the inside out. Some even say the city's soul has been traded for greed, and now the consequences are finally showing.
Vegas is it's spiritual warfare out here, you know, and you see lots of demons.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of demons.
Okay.
In people and weird, scary entities that's not from this realm.
Vegas, Sin City, as most people call it, is a demonic place. I'm going to be honest. Yes, you have fun. It's the nightlife. You know, you're going out, you're having a good time, you're drinking. There's so much prostitution. I mean, there's nowhere on the planet you can go where it's just straight sin evilness, anything goes in Vegas. And
this realm, and yeah, I've came witness to a few of them, and I've witnessed a few really, really dark things. So.
And as you saw in that clip, okay, they're talking about operations, evil spirits manifesting out there. Okay, I mean, what else would you expect? It's called Sin City. Okay, it's a mockery. This goes to show who is in charge of who is ruling this earth. Okay, the wicked are ruling this earth. And they're so proud of their ability to commit wickedness and get everybody to commit those wickedness. In fact, they've called, one of their favorite spots on this earth, Sin City. Let's go into the book of Wisdom of Solomon, because this is not new of operations appearing. Okay, and these we're going to see more and more of these operations appear. Okay, especially after the Lord Yahweh Shai has sealed the elect. Okay, and now he's going to be bringing those judgments. This is the Wisdom of Solomon 17, verse 20 reads, "For great is thy judgment, and cannot be expressed. Therefore unnurtured souls have fear. When unrighteous men taught to oppress a holy nation, they being shut up in their houses, the prisons of darkness, and fettered with the bonds of long night, lay their exile from the eternal providence. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange operations. For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenance." You see? So you're going to have a lot of people that are going to see, operations, evil spirits, okay, which is going to plague them, because this is their mindset, this is the ways that they live, this is that dividend that the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to pay these people. Now listen to a couple of these clips here. Just bear with me for a few minutes here. It's important that these clips come out, because you have to see how, when you have an unruly set of people, okay, these type of things are going to play out. So I'm going to interject scriptures in the middle of some of these clips. Okay, check this out.
Summer approaches, pool party season has begun, but would you want to be in this pool in Vegas? People packed in swimsuit to swimsuit. We decided to test the water to see what's in it, and when these party goers learn what we found, they may want to get out of the pool. Here's Les Trent.
On the Las Vegas Strip, wild.
I mean, I'm not even trying to be in the water with all those people like that. You can barely see the water. It's probably at minimum 300, let's just say 200 people right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 150, 200 people. I mean, people come, they be urinating in the water, they poop in the water, they do all that stuff. Listen, when in Vegas, anything goes. It's a reason why people come to Vegas from all across the world. It's called Sin City, because they want to let loose and do whatever they feel like they want to do. They want to do stuff that they can't do in their own city or town or country. So they come to Vegas to do that. That's why you got to be careful.
Pool parties like these are the hottest ticket in town. The pools are so jam-packed, it's standing room only, and just about anything goes. Sometimes it's so crowded you can hardly see the water. So you have to wonder, what about the condition of the water in all those pools? First up, Marquee Day Club at the swanky Cosmopolitan Hotel. The state of Nevada requires pools like this to keep the filtration system in continuous operation and keep the pool clean of debris, slime, and biofilm. But look what we found floating throughout the pool. Fingernails, cigarette butts, and all kinds of disgusting foamy debris.
What is that? Nasty, right? Nasty.
Our producers collected samples and then shipped them to IEH Laboratories in Seattle, Washington for testing. Then the results were reviewed by Dr. Susan Whittier, clinical microbiologist at Columbia University.
So the results are in. What did you find?
Wow, we found a lot of fecal bacteria in some of these pools. The potential for an infection occurring seems inevitable.
At the Marquis Day Club, the lab found a total bacteria count of 15 million.
Now, you saw in that clip the big thing that's taking place there in Sin City, okay, and that spreads out of Sin City, okay, aka Las Vegas, okay, is diseases. Let's go into the book of Deuteronomy 22 and verse 22, because you will have girls getaway weekend, you know, bachelor parties, all these things, okay, and you'll see in certain clips here, you know, these pool parties and, you know, spring break parties and stuff like that, and you know, it's a place where you just go and do whatever, okay. It reads, if a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lie with the woman and the woman. So shall thou put away evil from Israel. Now this is to us, you know, the Hebrew Israelites, okay, meaning what? You know, adultery is when you lie with someone that actually has already committed to another person, okay, two married individuals, okay. But had the world or the earth been ruled with righteousness, you wouldn't have all this pestilence and diseases that's taking place. And our people, you know, were given the law. These other tribes, they were not, okay. But our people like to follow the ways of the heathen, okay. When you go into the book of Ecclesiastes and 25 and 25, okay, it reads, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather board, okay.
People will know they have an STD and purposely sleep with you unprotected so that you catch it too.
I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes I literally forget I have HIV.
What?
Every time I go outside, the whole weekend, I end up sick with.
The women are out of order. You see our daughters are out there doing what? You know, spreading their legs from one part of town to the other. And the result is what you're seeing, okay? They're waking up and they're coming into the realization that their life is about to change. You go into Leviticus 19 and 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness.
And you know that you have an STD, then you need to inform people of that. Because when you don't, and you infect that person, you are changing their life forever, and they are making a decision that they do not know. Like, this shit is going to change the rest of my life. And there's nothing I can do. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm humiliated, and I feel so stupid.
And, you know, men don't check their daughters, okay? You can see a whole lot of teeny bobbers, you know, preteens walking around with mini skirts, and they dress like whores, they get the tattoos, and, you know, they do whatever the hell they want. There's no man in the house, you know, and, you know, the system is set up that men are kicked out of the house, and, you know, and I'm talking about the children of Israel here, in particular, the so-called Negroes, and, you know, who's raising them? You know, a whore raising a whore, and this is the end result.
I found out I was HIV positive after noticing strange spots on my body and experiencing high fevers. It all started after a night out with my friend. I remember drinking a lot way, more than I should have. Things got so out of hand that I completely lost control of what I was.
Okay, this is the end result. Let's go into Deuteronomy 28 and 27, and I have some pictures that I'm going to show you. Okay, now we know this place is known as what? Spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Keep in mind that word Egypt. Okay, it reads, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai will smite thee with the botch of Egypt. Now take a look at the picture here. This is the botch of Egypt right here. Now who are the Egyptians? The Egyptians are the so-called what? The so-called white people. Okay, they're the Egyptians. Okay, notice that this is an example of what these botch look like. And with the emeralds and with the scab, okay, take a look at the scabs, and with the itch whereof thou canst not be healed.
Unfortunately, HIV is not curable, and most people who have HIV have no idea they have HIV.
Okay, what did that lady say in that video? She said, "There's no cure for AIDS. There's no cure for it." Okay, and this is what happens when you follow the ways of the heathen. This is what happens when you gather aboard. This is what happens when you delve into those lives of wickedness. Is you're going to wind up with these type of illnesses. And these
18,000 people have HIV in Philadelphia.
The test results came back this evening, and I have some good news and bad news.
Okay, I'd rather. Can I get the bad news first?
Yes. So you tested positive for HIV/AIDS, and we're gonna have to do a little bit more blood work, and we'll need a follow-up on the 31st.
The pictures right here, they have some flashing in film like chalkish and all that stuff. No, these are illnesses. Okay, here it is right there. You can see it. Diseases. And this is part of the plague. Okay, pursuant to Revelation 18 and verse 4, as you saw in that opening clip. Okay, because sexual deviance is a huge here in Great Babylon, America. People can't get enough of it, and the result of it is what? Okay, death. That is the result of it. Okay, we go into the book of Romans 6 and 23 to close out here. Okay, and it reads, "For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of power is eternal life through Mashiach, our power." You know, through Mashiach, our Lord, our Messiah. Okay, so the wages of sin is starting to pay dividends here in Great Babylon, America, and we just saw examples of this. Okay, and as watchmen of Yasharala, we're here to warn you, particularly you women, okay, and you young men and older men, whoever you are, okay, be careful. Things are not what it seems. Okay, be careful. Lord willing, the left side of Father, close up, give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.